What's up? What I want to talk about in this video today, you know what I'm saying? Is to talk about forgiveness and how you don't have to forgive people for every single darn thing in your life. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to forgive everybody for everything, single thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Because some things are just too out the blue and too disrespectful where you can't forgive a person. You know, and I don't blame you if you don't forgive them. You know, because out here it's a jungle. Every day it's a jungle. You know, it's an animal kingdom without it being actually an animal kingdom. What I mean by that, it's wild. You know, it's dangerous. You know, people growling, people making sounds at each other. Not literally, but you get the point, you know, like animals do, you know. You know what I'm saying? So every day it's a fight between good and evil, you know, and it's a choice to forgive people, you know. What are you gonna forgive them for, this or that? You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. You know, it's up to the person, which is you. It's up to me and y'all that's listening. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to forgive people for every little darn thing that they do. You know, to you, you know what I'm saying? They say, you know what I'm saying? To you, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you're human, you know, and you have feelings, you know. You know, if it's some minor, then yeah, you can forgive them. But I don't blame you if it's some too deep, some too bad, where you just say fuck them. I'm not forgiving you. Fuck you. I'm not forgiving you. I don't blame you. Or they cause too much pain towards you. You know, you done gave them all their stripes and they used them up. You know, so you know you don't have to forgive people for every little darn thing in a book. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. It's just impossible. You know, that's just like that loving everybody bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to just love everybody. You know, you don't have to love everybody, but you sure supposed to respect them. You know? You heard me? So yeah, it is what it is, you heard me? Y'all out there, you know, you can't forgive people for every little thing. You know, even if they say they're sorry, you know, you can respect them and you know, and you don't even have to love everybody that did you wrong. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have to forgive, you definitely don't have to love them. You know what I'm saying? That's how it go. You know what I'm saying? That's how it go. That's how it should be. You know? So I'm gonna put it the right way. You know, I'm not forgiving everybody, even if they apologize. You know, that's the type of person I am. Forget who don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Forget that. You know what I'm saying? So it's always gonna be like that for me. You know, it should be like that for y'all. You know, y'all are human. Y'all ain't gotta listen to no Christianity speeches where you supposed to forgive it. No. If you cause too much harm for me towards me, then shit. You done pushed your luck. You know what I'm saying? You pushed your luck away. So now you gotta pay for that. You know, you shouldn't get mercy if you don't receive mercy. You know what I'm saying? But we should show mercy to those, even the ones that are evil anyway. You know what I'm saying? At a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is. You know, that makes you a good person when you do that. You know, showing mercy to those who call you harm. You know what I'm saying? You know, you heard me? So I stand on business. When it comes to this righteous shit, I stand on business. You know, 2 toes deep, you know, 2 feet deep. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm about what's right. You hear me? Ain't about no evil stuff. You know, I'm all for what's right. You heard me? All for what's right. You miss me with all that evil talking and all that kind of stuff. You heard me? You know, I treat people right. I treat them like how they want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? I want people to treat me like I want to be treated. That's righteous. You know what I'm saying? Respectful, kind, polite. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You heard me? You know, this how it's gonna be. You know, it's how it's gonna be. Like for real. You know. So I'm gonna put it like that. You know. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to be dogged. I don't like to be fussed at, nothing like that, cussed out, nothing like that. You hear me? So it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is, you know. I'm not forgiving everybody, you know what I'm saying? Especially if something too deep, something too hurtful. You know what I'm saying? If I hate you, you know, I'm not forgiving you. You know what I'm saying? I'm automatically not forgiving you. You know what I'm saying? You automatically X'd out in that section. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I don't like you anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know, I give people more respect if they love me. You know what I'm saying? I give you partially real respect if I hate you, but if I love you, I'm gonna give you all the whole 100% respect. You know what I'm saying? That you deserve. You know what I'm saying? Evil people that hate you and dog you out, they don't deserve your full respect. They deserve partially your respect. You know what I'm saying? Because they're your enemy and you don't like them. They don't like you. You know what I'm saying? People that disrespect you don't deserve full respect. You know, they deserve respect at a certain degree, but they don't deserve that whole circle of respect. You know, that 100% pie. You know, nah, they don't deserve the cake, all the pieces of the pie or cake. You know what I'm saying? That I bake. You know what I'm saying? They can get part of it. They ain't gonna get all of it. You know what I'm saying? So fuck them who you don't care about what what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, y'all. Y'all be cool.